Yeah.
Oh my.
Come on, let him sit in the front.
What?
Come on, yeah.
Come on, man.
You know what he's like.
Yeah, I know what he's like.
Thank
That's
you,
why I
mate.
don't want him to sit in the front.
You know me.
Man. Put your seat forward, man.
Ah, where is it? Oh, here we are.
I'm not see that. Be safe.
Be good.
Okay.
Be good for mum.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm ready. Come on, let's do this.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm going to just take you through the camera we use to film Twinkle Twinkle, which is quite exciting. So as I said to you guys from the beginning, it was sort of like a basic setup that we used. I wanted to set myself a challenge. Could I shoot an entire feature film on just a single camera with a couple of lenses? And I think we actually achieved that. So this is basically the rig sort of stripped down, and we are looking at the Panasonic G7, which is very cool. It's an absolute stonker of a camera, and it takes some really beautiful 4K images, which is insane. We used the Video Mic Pro. Obviously this was attached to a boom pole and was fed directly into the camera. So I wanted to see if we could, you know, shoot a film with least problems. Is that the right way to put it? With minimal, you know, syncing, so on and so on. So sorry, I'm getting a bit confused. So just go with me on this. So this cage basically is a new cage. It is designed for the Sony A7S Mark II, a Mark I, and Mark III, so on and so on. But it seems to fit the G7 rather well. Now, obviously, one of the main lenses I used was the 80-55 kit lens that came with the actual camera, which is cool. And then we used, with a speed booster, I used a Canon 18-55 as well, because it gives sort of like a different look. And obviously the nifty 50 as well was used in this production as well. So it's a great camera. The image that you get out of this camera is absolutely insane. We did have a field monitor on here, which was a newer one, which helps because the screen, even though the screen's quite nice, in some sort of situations you need sort of like a bigger screen to sort of monitor your framing, so on and so on. So yeah, it was a very, very basic setup, and we set out to, or I set out to see if I could basically shoot a feature film just using one of these, and we actually achieved that quite nicely. Now, it wasn't all swings and roundabouts, I won't lie to you. It is a great camera to shoot short films, I would say. But as far as feature films are concerned, yes and no. It sort of lacked the professional, how can I put it without sounding too much of a div? It did lack, you know, some things that I would have preferred, like, you know, better connection to the mic, do you know what I mean, to the camera. I wish I did use an external recorder, which I've actually got. But like I just said, I just wanted to see if I could shoot this film minimal as possible without any problems, without having to do any syncing in post, which I wish I did now. I wish I would have used an external recorder, and I've got all the gear as well. I just wanted to sort of like set myself a challenge, if that makes sense, to see if it could be done. And we did do it, but, you know, like I said, I mean, the camera is not, it's not designed to shoot feature films. Short films, yes, you can do it with ease, but feature films in general, it was a bit of a pain in the neck using this camera. It's got some excellent lighting, low light capabilities are really good on it. And that's what made me fall in love with the camera in the first place. The image quality that comes out of it is absolutely insane. It's gorgeous. But like I just said, it's not practical enough to shoot a feature film with. And you do get a lot of, there is a lot of problems that I had on the way. Just the comfort of it, just the usability of it was a bit of a pain. The battery on it is absolutely amazing on this camera. The G7's probably got one of the best battery lives I've ever seen on a camera. On a single battery, I would go half a day filming, no problems. 2 batteries, you're absolutely set up for a complete day shoot, which is great. So the battery is absolutely amazing on this camera. I just found that it was difficult at times, you know, to pull focus. Stuff like that. You know, I did use autofocus most of the time. I know a lot of you guys go, yeah, but you should use manual focus, blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted to see if we could do it as simple as possible. Try and make a full-length feature film, just basically using this setup and see if we could sort of get away with it. And we did get away with it. We really did. And I think we've done a really good job. So would I recommend the Panasonic G7 for shooting a feature film? Yes and no. Yes, because the image quality is absolutely beautiful that comes out of it. But you really need to set yourself up the microphone into an external recorder. Like I said, I was going by simplicity, going you know, to shoot the film to be as easy as possible. But that's sort of a bit naive, because it's never simple when you shoot a film. But like I just said, this is the Video Mic Pro. I mean, I don't recommend this mic for outdoor use. I really don't. It's still, even with a dead cat on it, it still picks up the wind. Ready, steady, twinkle, twinkle, take 1, action. And it picks up the wind pretty badly as well. So if it's like a really windy day, this dead cat is not very good at all. It's sort of the fact that, you know, I should have used a blimp with a better microphone to sort of eradicate that noise in production. But in fairness, the built-in preamps in this camera for audio are actually really impressive. And all the audio that you actually see, the dialogue that you see in Twinkle, was actually recorded through this microphone.
Right.
Nah, bro. I don't know how much more I can walk, you know. Real talk.
Come on, we've got to find him. We've got to find him, mate.
Where though? Look how big this place is.
Which is pretty insane. But yeah, it's a brilliant camera. I would not use it again in a feature film scenario. I might consider using it as a B camera, because I think for a B camera, it's an excellent B camera. But for an A camera, definitely not. I won't go down that road. But if you want to sort of like get this camera for like YouTube and to do short films, especially in 2019, stroke 2020, I would highly recommend this camera. It pumps out some really beautiful pictures. And the image quality out of it is really, really good. I mean, we did use a lot of gear along with this camera. So we used, you know, sliders, cranes. So this was on like a mini jib to get some shots like this one here. And yeah, it came out okay. I mean, like I said, the image quality is not, it is beautiful, but and it is cinematic, but there's something sort of missing from it, image quality wise. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that dynamic range. I'm not quite sure. But to me, this was like a learning curve to shoot a film with this. I set out to make a complete feature film, not a short film, a feature film, which is Twinkle Twinkle, on a G7, and I think we achieved that quite well. You could probably hear my dog snoring in the background. Shut up, Daisy. Shut up. So yeah, a brilliant camera. I will do a more in-depth video on this camera. You know, the settings, what sort of settings I used in this camera to get the look I did. But like I just said, would I use this to shoot a feature film again? No, I wouldn't. Would I use it as a B camera? 100%. We'll definitely use this as a B camera. As a B camera, this would be absolutely insane. It'd be really, really good quality. We also used the iPhone 10 along with the DJI Mobile 2, which was handy for sort of like tight spots and filming inside the car, so on and so on. So this is actually a really good gimbal for that sort of thing. It gives you really sort of nice, sort of steady shots. So we used that. You know, we had you know, a rig on the car, which the G7 was strapped to. So this was actually strapped to the bonnet of a car, and it worked great. We got a suction cup thing from Amazon, which was like 30 quid, which wasn't too bad. We strapped it down to the bonnet, and we got some shots with that, with this camera. But like I said, nearly, I would say about 90% of the film was just shot in this setup like this. Obviously, the microphone was on a boom pole and an arm, so we could get closer to the talent. But this had been on like tripods, it's been on cranes, it's been on sliders, so on and so on. So I know it's like not the best video in the world, to give an example of what you could use this camera for, but if you're the sort of people, if you're out there and you want to find yourself at a camera at a decent price to start shooting short films and to get you going, you can't go no better than this, especially when it comes to image quality and sound, especially when you're going directly, when you're plugging your microphone directly into the camera. Obviously I had a Rode extension cable, which was like about 5 meters, which gave us a lot of leeway to have this on a boom pole and just have it hanging over the talent. But you can't go better than this. This one's quite special actually, because this camera's been signed by Kane Hodder, who plays Jason in Friday the 13th. I went to see him in Pasadena last April, and he watched the Twinkle trailer and he loved it. He does want to work with me. We're planning something at the moment. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we did exchange contact information.
How come you have not directed?
Get over.
Oh, wow, I want to. I'm making my first film at the moment.
Get over now, because you ain't got no time.
English actors?
Yeah. I have to take my car.
That's my email.
Getting in.
And we are talking about doing something maybe in 23, 24. We'll just see how that goes. And he's become a good friend. You know, we've been talking quite a lot. So I said to him, can you sign the G7 just as I was going into production on Twinkle, just for luck, and he signed that, which is good. I don't know if you can actually see that there close up. But yeah, he signed the camera just to give me a bit of luck, and hopefully we'll be working together in the next couple of years on a film that I'm actually planning at the moment. So like I just said, I know it's not the best review in the world or best, you know, video in the world, but I just wanted to get it out to you guys. Like I just said, if you're looking for a camera to shoot short films, you're on a tight budget, even a feature film. I mean, I shot a feature on it, and it came out all right. And also, it was put on the cinema screen, which is insane, and it looked gorgeous on the cinema screen. So don't let anyone tell you that you can't use a camera like this and get it shown in the cinema, because that's an absolute load of rubbish. This, as the image from this and Twinkle was put on the cinema screen with the sound and everything, and it looks absolutely incredible. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, and I'll definitely catch you in the next video. I'll be going through some other little bits. I'm going to be showing you the crane that we used. It's a really good crane. Field monitors, and all them little bits and pieces that we use to put Twinkle Twinkle together. And then once we start the ROM next year, obviously we'll be doing some videos on the new gear, the brand new gear, which is going to be obviously a lot better. It's all production gear that we're going to be using to film the ROM. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Love you very much. And as always, I'll definitely catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.